Go into a science or engineering laboratory, close your eyes, and listen. In a biomedical lab, you might hear an ultracentrifuge as it separates the components of a sample. In a chemical analysis lab, you might hear the whine of a turbine pump as it evacuates the chamber of a mass spectrometer. In a missile propulsion research facility, you might hear the aggressive white noise from a test burn of a new jet fuel. In each setting, you can hear a sonic fingerprint of what goes on there. Welcome to a new periodic feature of our Voices from DARPA podcast. We are calling it Sounds of Innovation. My name is Ivan Amato, and I'm your DARPA host. Rather than hearing the voices of program managers, which is normally what you get in a Voices from DARPA podcast, in each Sounds of Innovation episode, you will hear a few snippets of research soundscapes that are part of DARPA's world and learn just a little bit about what new capabilities those sounds could lead to. Let's get right to it. That's a signal with a set of tones just a tad above the highest piano note, generated by an underwater modem for sending and receiving data through water. This is the sort of communications and networking component that researchers in DARPA's Timely Information for Maritime Engagements program, TIMELY for short, are working toward as they strive to realize a strategic framework known as mosaic warfare. Think here of many discrete military assets in the air, ground, and on and under the ocean, as though they are mosaic tiles of a larger coherent picture. Now think about dynamically integrating and reintegrating those tiles into the most effective military action possible in any given situation and moment. For that to become possible with assets across all military domains, including ones underwater, modems and signals like the one you just heard probably will be part of the mosaic. Brace yourself for the next sound of innovation. That intense white noise is coming from a new experimental biosynthetic missile fuel made with the help of genetically engineered yeast as it combusts and creates thrust in a first-of-its-kind ground test of a liquid fuel ramjet at the Weapons Division of the Naval Air Warfare Center in China Lake, California. The mix of hydrocarbons in the fuel, which normally derive from petroleum distillates, not yeast cells, is just one of the many deliverables emerging from DARPA's Living Foundries program, in this case from the biotechnology firm Amyris, a performer on the program based in Emeryville, California. Notable here is that gallon for gallon, this biosynthetic fuel, dubbed by Amyris as Biorenewable 1, packs energy comparable to jet fuel JP-10, the current go-to synthetic fuel for missile platforms like the Tomahawk. Says Ann Cheever, program manager for the Living Foundries program, biologically produced fuels can have advantages in cost and performance over comparable synthetically produced fuels and could be an additional source of military-grade fuels during times of greater demand. Here's the sound of another kind of jet. What you just heard was a laboratory test of a drill head that relies on high-pressure jets of water, in this case at 125 pounds per square inch, jetting out of a nozzle to cut through soil. The clip captures just a few seconds of the work that researchers at the Colorado School of Mines are doing for their part in DARPA's Underminer project. The goal of Underminer is to develop new tools and techniques and to adapt ones from oil and gas, utility, geological, environmental, and other industries for quickly boring tunnels to open new tactical opportunities, such as pre-positioning supplies in advance of a military operation or providing ongoing resupply channels as troops move through an area. The ability to rapidly bore tunnels also could be helpful in rescue missions. Here's a partial spoiler alert. The next sound of innovation is also from the Underminer program. That sound clip was harvested by an engineering team from General Electric, which is developing an earthworm-inspired tunnel-boring robot under contract with the Underminer program. Rather than the size of, say, an actual earthworm in your backyard, the robotic earthworm is 6 feet long and 2 inches wide. The robot's nose wields a boring tool to penetrate its earthy environs, as a series of soft, water-activated chambers mimic the writhing motion of an earthworm. As a result, the system both bores forward as its segments help compact and stabilize the walls of the fresh borehole. The sound in the clip derives from inlet and exhaust valves as they manage the water inflating and exhausting from the robot's bladder-like artificial muscles. The GE team hopes to deliver a robotic tunnel maker that will be able to bore a tunnel more than 5 football fields in length in the time it takes to watch a movie. Thanks for listening to this first episode of DARPA's Sounds of Innovation series. We will be posting more episodes in the series intermittently as a feature of the Voices from DARPA podcast. Thanks to Ben Sullivan for his partnership in producing this program. For more information about the programs whose sounds you just heard, as well as about other breakthrough technologies DARPA is working on, visit darpa.mil. And for links that enable you to download this podcast, go to the Voices from DARPA page on DARPA's website.